Versus the real world, if you come up to me, I can have an intellectual conversation with you as to why I disagree with you. Yes, or I could smack the shit out of you.
Right.
That is also a consequence that is viable. And that doesn't weigh on anybody on the internet. So it's easier for people to talk shit on there versus the real world where people actually aren't even bothered. And also, I had to figure most of these people who talk shit on the internet and actively try to cancel people and have no life, they're not out in the real world. They're in their house doing absolutely nothing. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and they definitely have the mentality of like mean girl high school bullies.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to shame, we're going to reputation savage, we're going to exclude.
Yeah.
Those are all...
Go ahead. Put so much energy in your life into thinking about me and how much you don't like me. What a waste of your life.
Yeah. So now you said too that when you posted your response to the criticisms, you posted something I think that's wildly funny, by the way. And so maybe you could explain that to this particular crowd. But you also told me in the intervening time between the two podcasts that wasn't a calculated response, that you relied on your instinct for what was funny. So explain what you did.
So funny. You sound like a principal who my parents came here. Tell them what you did.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Lay it out, man.
But the principal actually loves it. This is perfect. So now I have to convince my parents not to whoop my ass. Basically, this thing happened. There was an outrage over a joke that was wildly misperceived. And that's fine. You're allowed to like or not like a joke. Totally okay. And in response to that, I posted, when you get canceled or somebody is upset about a joke you tell, you're supposed to apologize. People want you to back down and shame you and recognize what you've done wrong. And I don't believe I did anything wrong whatsoever. So it made me really feel like the people who were offended by this were, for lack of better words, and to be quite frank, weak-minded. So I posted a photo of me on stage, thought it was a good photo, with a link at the bottom of it. And the caption was saying, if I've ever offended you with a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology. And the link description should have been a dead giveaway. It said, click to solve your issue. And when you click on the link, it redirected you to a store,
That's
an
funny.
online
click
storefront.
To solve your issue. That's funny.
Very specific.
Because it's a little ambiguous.
Of course. And then you click on the link and it redirects you to an online storefront for special needs helmets. I thought this was very funny. And again, misconstrued. People instinctually, again, people get triggered by subject matter than what the joke actually is. Everybody took that as I was making fun of special needs people. No, I don't have anything to say about special needs people.
You're making fun of people claiming special needs for their emotional fragility inappropriately.
Exactly. I'm saying,
and quite nicely,
you need this way more than they do.
Yeah, right.
And the best part is that you clicked on it. You
That's right. They could have special needs earplugs that they could wear to comedy shows where
that
you actually couldn't hear the comedian. They filter out
all the words.
Yeah, all of them.
AI generates what they want to hear.
Oh, that'll happen soon enough. That's right. You'll be able to get an AI. Well, that's right. AI censor.
But that's that's technically what your algorithm is.
Yeah, that's right.
It shows you what you want to see. It tells you what you want to hear. The night that I was like the #1 trending thing on Twitter, night before last, I think it was, I texted my friend and I was like, yeesh. And he sent me a screenshot of his. I wasn't even top 25. He goes, nobody cares, dude.
Right.
It's in your circle because it's your profile. You're gonna hear about it, obviously, but it's not to the extent that people think. So yes, I posted this misdirect of an apology and it couldn't have went better. I was literally just sitting passenger seat in a car ride with my friends. And I just thought it would be a funny thing to do. It took me no more than 45 seconds to think of doing that. I go, hey, is this funny? And he cracked up laughing and I went, nah, fuck it. I also thought that most of the outrage was happening just on Twitter and TikTok. Like Instagram's a far more personal app, I think. And so the fact that people even saw that and took it to other platforms, I thought was insane, but also proved my point even more that people who don't even like my comedy or have never even heard of me saw the outrage and my response to it and went, oh, that's actually funny.
Right.
So it actually gained me a lot of fans because most of the world, I would feel confident in saying the majority of people are sick of this shit.
Well, most people are actually hoping that a comedian will be funny rather than politically correct.
So?
Right, well, this is the problem. I think this is the misapprehension of people who apologize when they're accused, because your case is, well, perhaps you irritated some people by not apologizing. But first of all, there are people that you really don't mind irritating, and they weren't really irritated to begin with, so it's all a lie anyway.
Nor were they fans in the first place.
Right, exactly. And so when you apologize, in principle, you signal to those people that you've kowtowed and bowed down, but you forego the opportunity to appeal to a much broader realm of people, which you think would be more sensible if you were trying to protect or develop your career. The people who look at what you've done and think, oh, well, that's funny enough, so maybe I'll go check out this guy that I've never heard of. I'm sure you attracted like 10,000 fans for every person you turned off.
Oh, yeah. Analytically, I have gained more fans than I have lost across all platforms. The extremities of everybody involved in this outrage has been nothing but beneficial, because even if you didn't like the domestic violence joke that I got in trouble for, which is fair, even I think it's not the best joke I've ever written at all. It's not. It's probably the worst joke in the special. And that's fine. I do other things. I have plenty of other jokes that are for other people. The response being a perfect example of that. Even if people go, well, that's not funny, but that joke of his is.
Right.
The extremities are so loud and so against each other that once one group of people, whatever you want to call them, people love to make it about the left or the right or whatever. I'm a very unpolitical person. I don't really use those terms, so they might not be correctly used here. But say the left is so outraged about something, the right instinctually goes, you're being so ridiculous about this. If you hate this, I'm going to support this because I see nothing wrong with it. So in doing that, they've completely balanced each other out.
Right. Well, right. And you probably brought your work to the attention of a whole demographic that wouldn't have necessarily known who you were.
So many people commenting, I didn't know who this kid was. I actually didn't like him before, but I like this joke that he told. Or I dislike you so much that the enemy of my enemy is now my friend.
Right.